FuturLab tries to combine different styles and genres somewhere in between logic and adventures, but fails to deliver on its promise. My name is Catalina, and this is our video review for Peaky Blinders Mastermind. There is some sort of curse on licensed games, where we can rarely find anything to write home about. From race games that fail in even the most basic aspect, that is, the driving, to examples like Peaky Blinders Mastermind, which cannot make up its mind between being an adventure game, a puzzle, or a real-time tactical endeavor, and ends up with a nonsensical jumble. Presented to us as a prequel, yet achieving no such thing, of the acclaimed series, FuturLab tried to offer a good experience for all users, but mostly for the fans of the show. One of the game's problems is that the plotline is way too confusing, and we don't really know why we're trying to complete the missions in the first place. If it's not the Shelbys crossing fire with the Gilroys, it's with the Chinese, or with the police that do business with the other families, all of this distributed throughout only 10 missions. Peaky Blinders Mastermind's entire campaign relies upon the use of timeline as the main mechanic, located in the lower part of the screen where we see all the actions to choose from for each playable character, which can be just one or almost the entire cast. As with any real-time tactics game like Commandos or Desperados, each member of the band has a particular skill that will come in handy at some point. Tommy can persuade people to become temporary allies, Arthur can kick down doors, Finn can wriggle through holes, Ada can distract a few surveillance guards, and Polly can bribe the guards and pick locks. In Peaky Blinders Mastermind, the idea is to be able to combine all these actions with the right timing and take as little time as possible while we solve puzzles, which, without exceptions, can be achieved in the most logical of manners. The main mechanic involves knowing how to use time inside each mission, where every action, like opening a door, will be represented by the corresponding symbol in the timeline of each character we are using. To solve each puzzle, we have a countdown, and the difficulty to solve it will determine how much time we'll have, and that, in turn, will become the main challenge in the game, which lasts about 6 to 8 hours in total. In Peaky Blinders Mastermind, the city of Birmingham, circa 1919, is very well depicted with its industrial buildings and warehouses, acceptable graphics, and remarkable mechanics. This brushes up the concept of timeline and puzzles to be solved. But these are just ideas that wander about trying to figure out what genre they will fit into, because the game does feature the basic concepts of a real-time tactic proposal with the team assemblies and the specialization of each one of them. If they had gone fully into this mode, we'd be discussing a whole different game. However, it never really makes up its mind, nor chooses between adventure or puzzle game. Although it is a relatively short experience, it only becomes interesting and complex towards the end in the last 3 missions. I haven't seen many episodes of the series, but in the few I did see, Tommy would never thank Ada for her advice or help, whereas the game does so only a few minutes into the first mission. This could be acceptable under different circumstances, but not in this case, because FuturLab worked with the creator and writer of the series while developing the project. Unfortunately, an unhappy fate befalls Peaky Blinders Mastermind, as occurs with many of these licensed products, where if you don't know what it's about, you'll have trouble getting hooked, even if you like the genre. To this, we must add the fact that it's not the hottest genre right now, and the soaring hype of a few years ago has passed. This game will undoubtedly end up as just one more game in this year's lineup, in the category of good yet ill-executed ideas. Peaky Blinders Mastermind could have been a great prequel game and introduction to the series with a good puzzle design, or could have also been a great real-time tactics game, but never really made up its mind, never even put on its flat cap, and its time was up even before it started. Calling it a failed proposal would be too much, but that's not what it tries to sell us in its trailers or images. As opposed to other games where this does occur, in Peaky Blinders Mastermind, you never really feel part of the gang. For this reason, it gets a score of 5 over 10. Do I recommend it? Not particularly, unless you are a die-hard fan of the series and want to wear your flat cap while you play. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to turn on notifications. Follow us on social media and visit www.malditosnerds.com to stay up to date with the latest video game news. Thanks for joining us, and see you next time.